Hey everyone, this is Nick Knight. Welcome to this tutorial on how to create your own automated e-course on the Revizzit platform. So let's go ahead and jump right in. As you can see here, I've created a document that takes us through the steps we're going to need to do to create this e-course. And we're going to create it from a pre-existing piece of content. So if you already have a book or if you have a collection of videos, you can use that content, and we're going to add a quiz page to unlock each chapter or each section, and the student will be completing one chapter, taking a quiz to unlock the next chapter, etc., all the way through to the end where you give them a big final exam and unlock some kind of bonus. It could be a diploma, it could be a web badge or a graduate certificate, something like that, or whatever you'd like to give them as a bonus for completing your quiz. So to create this particular e-course example, I went into Keynote and created a slideshow. So let me just show you real quick what I did. And if you don't already have an e-course ready, you can do something like this. So I'm going to open up this Keynote presentation, and we'll cruise back to the opening slide. And what's nice about working here in PowerPoint or in Keynote, for example, is that you can actually lay everything out. It looks great. You can use their templates and take them right through the course. So you just create all the slides. Now you'll notice that I have very short chapters. This is just an example e-course. So I have a cover, and then I have lesson 1, which is only a few paragraphs long. And then there's a page that says, take the quiz to unlock lesson 2. And then I have lesson 2. And that comes down to here, which says take the quiz to unlock lesson 3. And then I have some pages with lesson 3 in it. And then I take the final exam to unlock your certificate. And when they take this final exam and they complete it, they'll get this page. Congratulations. And this is a button that they click on to download whatever their certification package is. Okay, so that's basically what I built here. Of course, these could be chapters of your own book, or they could be watch this video, then take the quiz to unlock the next video. Any way you want to set that up. So that's what I did to create this. So let me close that out. And now you'll see that I saved that, I exported it as a PDF right from Keynote, and then I broke it into parts. So here's, you can see here's lesson 1 as a PDF, and the same thing you just saw. The only difference is that I've actually gone in and, actually I haven't done it yet. I'm going to do it here live. I'm going to go in and put in the interactivity to this button. And so I need to do some things first before I can actually start to hook these things up. So let's go ahead and get started by going back to our steps and look at step 1, which is to create the quiz buckets. So if you go to your Revizzit app and open your producer's guide, and here it is, the producer's guide here, and you're going to go to the download widget. Okay, so if you just come up here and hit the table of contents and come down here, you'll see the widgets, and there it's actually not the download widget, the graduate widget. You're going to click on the graduate widget right here, and it says get access to the graduate widget. Click on that button right there, and you'll come to this page. So you're going to click on this download button right here, and you're going to save this file into your folder with your e-course. Okay, so it's Revizzit graduatewidget.zip. We're going to go ahead and save it there, and we can close this out. So now you see we have this folder here, the Revizzit graduate widget. Now when you double click on that and it unzips, you're going to end up with this folder, which is called quiz. So what we're going to do is we're going to create as many of these quiz folders as you have lessons or quizzes that you need to accomplish. The reason we're going to do that now is because once you upload it to Amazon S3, you won't be able to change the names after the fact. So let's go ahead and do that now. It's pretty simple. Once you've unzipped this file and you have this here, you can just on a Mac or on a PC, for the most part, you can open up the submenu and hit duplicate, and now you have quiz copy. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this to be quiz 1. Or actually, we'll change it to quiz 2. The original one I'll make quiz 1. So that one's called quiz 2 now. And I'm going to duplicate that again. And now we've got quiz 2 copy. I'm going to change that to quiz 3. And I'm going to duplicate it again. And this just is to make it easy for when we're in the next part of the tutorial where we're uploading this to Amazon S3. This makes it a lot easier to do. So there it is. So quiz, I'm going to change that to be quiz 1 right there. Excellent. So we have quiz 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these are all identical right now, but that's fine. Inside each one of them are all the same files. So now let's go ahead and go to our Amazon S3, and we're going to do the first part of our setup, which is to create quiz buckets. So we'll come over here, and we are in my Amazon S3 account, and I've got a folder, I've got a bucket named Reviz Quiz, and now I'm going to put in 4 buckets. So I'm just going to hit upload, and now if you use Chrome, you get this nice interface where you can just drag and drop files into here. Now I know this is not the case on Firefox. You want to keep all your folders and subfolders intact, so if you can, use Chrome. It might work on some other browsers, I'm not sure, but that's my tip for you. So I'm going to go ahead and select all 4 of these buckets at once and just drag and drop them in. You can see it keeps all the folders. And then don't forget to set your permissions to public and start upload. So the reason we're doing this is because once you've created these folders in Amazon S3, you can't change the name of the folder. So we want them to already be named quiz 1, quiz 2, quiz 3, quiz 4. And also, each one of these is going to contain your quiz. So you need to have multiple instances of it. Each one is kind of its own little app, for lack of a better word. All right, so those are all done now. So let's go ahead and go back to our setup. So we've done that, and we used our stock template to create these URLs. So what is the URL? We're going to add a link to all of our quiz page PDFs. So let's go back to this, and we'll see that on quiz 1, if we open it, there's an index file. That's the file we want. Now all of these have a sample quiz set up, so if I was to open this link right here, you'll see that you're getting the sample quiz. We're going to change the questions and the answers and make it our own, but right now that's what that does. So when you open up the folder quiz 1, you're going to want to get the link for the index HTML. So we're going to copy that. So I've copied that to the clipboard. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here to our lesson 1 PDF, and I'm going to open that in Acrobat or whatever you use to put in your links. And I'll go down to the bottom, and I'm going to turn that into a button. Paste in that link, choose OK. Now later on we're going to change the code, but it won't affect our PDF because it's still going to point to the same URL which you see on the screen right there, right? So once that's done, it's done. So that's it. Hit save. I'm going to close out lesson 1. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to do the same thing for each one of these. I'm going to open up quiz 2, select index, and I'm going to copy and paste. Whoops. I'm going to copy and paste this link right here. Copy. And now I'm going to come and open up number 2 and turn this into a button. And save that. Okay, so let me go ahead and do the other 2, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I've got that all taken care of, and as it turns out, I only needed 3. I only have 3 lessons. I only needed 3 quizzes. So this one here, I'm going to delete. So I made one extra I didn't need, move to trash. And I'm also going to delete the one that I have here just to clean things up and make sure everything is okay for this tutorial. So there we go. I'm going to refresh the screen. There we go. All right, so I've got 3 quizzes, and those are all set up. I've already updated all of my PDFs here with those. And the only thing left to do now, well, actually, let me follow the steps as they're written here. So I've added the URL to each quiz page. So step 2 is done. Now I'm going to go into the Revizzit Studio, and I'm going to create lesson 1. So this is chapter 1 with a quiz page. Okay, the reason this one's unique is because it's actually going to be a Mac PC and iPad product. Everything else is going to be a module. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So let's go over here to my Revizzit Studio, and I'm going to create this, and this is going to be the Revizzit eCourse example. Okay, and the retail price of this is going to be free, so I'll make that 0. And for now, the only thing I need to do is upload lesson 1 to here. So I'm going to go here, here, and upload lesson 1. And lesson 1 has the cover already in it. So I'll select all, upload those pages, come down here and save product. Okay, so that's being converted. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the iPad because the quizzes will work on either one. So Revizzit eCourse example dash iPad, also free. And come down here and upload lesson 1 again. So these are identical, but we do have you create separate products for Mac and PC or mobile, because mobile has certain things about it that might not work. Like if you use Flash technology or something like that, it won't work on an iPad. So we just go ahead and separate those out. But it's pretty simple just to go ahead and make it 2 versions of it. We're going to bundle those together so the customer only has to buy it one time. All right, so now let's go back to my products. I have 2 versions of this product, and they're both converting. So in a moment, those will be done converting. But let's go ahead and take a look at the next step in our process. Okay, so it says that we needed to create and publish. Okay, so that's important. We're going to publish each of these as we go. Now I can start creating my modules now, and then I can go back and publish everything. That's fine. The reason we separated these out is because I wanted to make sure you understand that all of your subsequent chapters after the initial thing they get, chapter 1 or lesson 1, they have to be modules. That's something different. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to make modules for the remaining chapters and for my completion bonus, my graduation. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump back here, and now I'm going to just go ahead and make those modules real quick. So this is going to be Revizzit eCourse example, and I'm just going to say this is L2. Okay, again, this is free because once they completed the quiz, you want to make sure they can unlock it for free. And I'm going to come down here and upload lesson 2. Okay, do that, save that. And now I'm going to create another module. This is going to be lesson 3. So I'll just change that L2 to L3. Put in lesson 3. And we'll do one more module, which will be our final piece when they take the final exam. Save that. And our final module. And this time I'm just going to call this grad. So that module I'm naming grad, so I know that's the graduate part of it. Again, it's free. And remember that when you create free products on Revizzit, that they automatically show up in the freebies section of our store. So that's kind of a rule. If it's free for somebody, it's free for everybody. However, modules behave differently. And if you create a free module, it does not show up in the store because a module cannot be purchased by itself. It has to. It's a child product of another product, so it has to be purchased from within another product. So just so you know, those aren't going to show up in the store. And there we go. So that one's done. I'll hit save product on that. That's the final page that gets replaced. And let's come back here and take a look at what we got. And we don't have anything converted yet. So let me pause for a few minutes. I'll be back to you after my modules and products have converted. Okay, we're back, and as you can see now, everything has converted. So you can tell because there's an image in the box. All of my convert statuses are complete. Now I did do a couple of things while I had the camera paused. I went in and corrected this title. I wanted to put a capital C there, which is no big deal. But the other thing is I changed my pricing. The reason I did that was because the modules I left all at 0. Of course, they should be 0. But this product right here, I changed it from 0 to, I just picked $10. Doesn't matter. It will be free at the end. But right now, I want to make sure that these products have a price so they do not show up in the freebie section of the store. So I want the only thing to show up is the bundle I'm going to create, right? So I want these to be a price, and then I'll make a free bundle, and that will be the only thing that shows up inside the store. So that'll make sense maybe later on, or unless you're familiar with how Revizzit works. But again, if you make it free and it's a product or an iPad, it will show up in the freebie section. So I don't want to have 3 versions of this. I just want one bundle. Okay, so this is all done. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is go through and publish each one of these. So these aren't quite ready yet, I understand, but we're gonna go ahead and publish them anyway. They're not gonna show up in the store because I have not assigned a store category to them. Nobody's gonna know. It's gonna be our little secret. So I'm gonna go through and click next step and publish. And I have to do this because then I have a Revizzit URL that I can use to assign the things I need to assign. Okay, and publish this one. And now if you are a Revizzit Pro producer, you'll see it look like this. It just says publish. If you're on the Go plan, you'll have to subscribe for $5 for this product, $5 a month for this product to be published. So you might see something a little bit different depending on which plan you're on. So we're going to hit publish on that. And then we'll come down here. And you see as you publish them, they turn orange. So I'm going to go ahead and publish module level 2. Publish that. I'm going to publish level 3. Next step. Publish. And finally, I'm going to publish the graduate. Great. So now our entire course is basically published and almost ready to go. But we have to hook up a few things. So they're not connected yet. So that's going to be, I'm pretty sure that's going to be our next step. Let's take a look. So we've done this, created and published these. We've created and published these. Now it's assign all modules to quiz pages. So let me show you how that works. This is pretty neat. So now we know that at the end of each of these first chapters, so in our initial product, we know that the last page says click here to take the test to unlock lesson 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, edit product. We're going to go down to that last page, and we are going to assign our module. Now, this won't be here until you publish it, but now you can see there it is. It's published, so now we can choose it. Now, what this does, this means that this page that says click here to take the test, when they successfully complete the test and they unlock this module, the quiz page will disappear and be replaced by lesson 2. Okay, so it's pretty neat. They no longer need a page that says click here to take the test. They've already taken the test. They've already passed the test. That disappears and becomes this one. Okay, so I'm going to go down here and click Save Product on that. So we've hooked up that one. Click Next Step, and we're going to publish that as well. Each change we're going to publish. Okay, so now Lesson 1 on Mac and PC is done. So let's do Lesson 1 on iPad. Edit Product, the exact same thing, because those are matching. So we're going to go over here and choose Lesson 2 and save it and publish it. Okay, and it works the same way on the modules. So we have Lesson 2, and we know at the end of Lesson 2 it says click here to take the test to unlock Lesson 3. So let's go hook up Lesson 3 to that one. So come down here again on our last page. It says take the test to unlock this module. So we're going to put that there, save the product, next step, and publish. Okay, and now that we've got that, we're going to come into level 3 and we're going to unlock the final piece, which is to get this graduation plaque. Okay, so we're going to come in here and edit level 3, and you'll do this all the way through to your final piece, and my final piece is the graduate module. So that's what's going to be unlocked. Save product, next step, and publish. All right, so let's look at our list one more time and see where we're at. So we've done step 5, and now the final step in the Revizzit Studio is to create this bundle. So actually it's not the final step, because down here you'll see we have publish. That's going to be the very final step. That's the part where we're going to actually make it live and available to everybody. But right now we're going to go ahead and create our bundle. So let's go ahead and jump back here, and now we're going to create the bundle. So this is a very simple process. You're going to call it the same thing that you called it in the lesson 1, Revizzit eCourse example in this case. This one I am going to make it free. Now, if you wanted to have a catalog, a store catalog image, you need to upload something. So I don't know if I created a JPEG of this or not. I'm going to go ahead and take a look real quick and see if I do have that front page in the art section, and I don't. So let's just do that real quick. I'm going to do this the down and dirty way. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take a picture of it. So I'm going to use screen capturing on a Mac, which is Command-Shift-4, and I'm just going to do this, and I'm just going to turn that into a picture. Just that easy. Okay, so now that's going to be on my desktop. So I can get out of the, let's see, file upload. Yeah, I want to go to the desktop. Sorry, a little lost there for a second. All right, so there's that image that I wanted, which is the cover. I'm going to upload that. So it's good to have an image of the cover of your product as well. Ah, it's too big. Okay, hold on. Let me fix that. Okay, I've gone through and changed that file and made it a little smaller. So now it's no longer this one I'm going to use. I'm going to go to my art folder there, and I actually created the cover, and we're going to upload that instead. There we go. Okay, so that is taken care of. Now, of course, I would normally come in here and put in the details for my eCourse and stuff. I don't have those written up right yet, but you're going to put a description of what it is and all of your details in there. I would select my categories, but I'm going to wait to do that when I'm ready. So coming down here, the only thing I want to package up, now this is important, you have a lot of things here. Do not package up any of your modules, because if you do, you'll unlock them as soon as they buy it. They won't take any quizzes. You only want to put in the Mac and PC and the iPad. That's all you want. That's basically lesson 1. Those are the 2 lesson 1s. Okay, so none of the other ones. That's important. Come down here to the bottom, hit Save Product. And there it is. We have our bundle. And I'm not going to publish it yet. I'm going to come back and publish it at the end. That's sort of my little celebration. I could publish it now, but it would start to show up. It would already show up in the store in the freebie section, which I don't want. So I'm just going to leave it like this. Okay. Very good. Let me shrink that down out of the way, and we'll come back here and take a look at where we're at. So we are all done with everything here. That product, that eCourse is ready to go. The only thing missing is that it's not our quizzes. It's using those default little quizzes that were built in. So we're going to go in and change that right now. So I'm going to show you how to do that in lesson 2, which is creating your own quiz.